Hey guys.
Check complete. Let's head over to the bar.
Yes, people, welcome to the VAR Bar live stream. I am Calvin Talks, as you can see. I'm a dejected Spurs fan, but I'm with the boys, as always, to show a face. Got Mace, Toast, and Drew in the building. What are you man telling me?
What it do, man? What it do?
Am I smiling?
Not got much to
Full
say.
teeth
Man.
on display. Full teeth on display, man. Don't watch that.
I'll be honest, obviously, you two are buzzing. Me and Drew are obviously feeling down in the dumps. Drew, you've had a day to kind of get over it. My thing's still fresh, but obviously we'll get into the games and stuff like that in a little while, unfortunately. But before we start, I just want to talk about this Jude Bellingham situation. Obviously, it's been hot in the press this week. He's been getting a lot of, I think, racism from the media, in particular Craig Hope. And I want to know your boys' thoughts on it. So, Shalom, if you start us off, man, what are you saying about it?
Well, of course, everyone knows about what happened, and we all have our feelings. I think all of us here can agree that it is racism. That's what it is, plain and simple. But for me, my major issue with just this in general is English media. I think sometimes in life you get two options: either choose positivity or negativity. And they always go for the negative stuff. And sometimes I ask, why can't you guys just be positive and support your team or support the country? Why must you always go for a negative spin? You know? And that, I think, is an indictment on to just the English media, the way the English see the football and how they never positive with like anything in life. I'm not going to dive into it, but I think Ian Wright said it hit the nail on the head with everything, and I agree with him. So yeah, that's my thoughts. The boys can dive into it more.
Mace, Drew?
Yeah, no. For me, I definitely agree, man. Yeah, we could call it prejudice, racism, whatever. But I think it's just, if we keep it on a base level, it's pure hate. It's pure hate on seeing Black Boy Joy. It's just seeing a young black man doing this thing at a world level at Real Madrid, shining, being probably, one of the best players in the England setup. Even last Euros, he was one of the most important. He was the one that came on clutch. Phil Foden was ghost. Harry Kane was ghost. Declan Rice, name it. All the white poster boy England players, they were all ghost. Jude Bellingham stepped up, even though he was part of the players that didn't play well, but he was the one that shown. So, and even like the fake beef that they're trying to create with Thomas Tuchel, and it's, us black people, we can see right through it, right? You know what I mean? And then these journalists that, the Craig Hope, like you said, that you try to egg it on. Other journalist, Richard Keys as well, who has mad skeletons in his closet. You know what I mean? So there's not much more to say, man. Ian Wright said it all. He said it best. And for me, Jude Bellingham, again, I'm not the biggest Jude Bellingham fan as well, but you don't need to bring him down in that way. You don't need to turn against it, because at the end of the day, he's probably your most highest profile player. He's at Madrid. He's never played in a Prem, and he's at Madrid. You know what I mean? And that's what they hate to see, man. So it's what it is, man. I'm with Jude, 100%.
Yeah, man. Echo what you just said, Drew. I'm 100% with Jude. It's as simple as that, man. It's that it's not wanting to see Black Boy Joy at the end of the day, man. We've seen this with Marcus Rashford. God forbid that he spend his hard-earned money in the off-season, spend some time on a private jet with some rappers and some chains on. Do you know what I mean? God forbid Raheem Sterling, humble beginnings. Do you understand? He, God forbid, him and his partner have a franchise of properties. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like God forbid he buy a car for his mum. Do you know what I mean? So we've seen it a multitude of times, man. And it's, at this point, like, I'm almost kind of numb to it. It's not really a story that I particularly followed, because it's the same kind of rhetoric that you kind of just see in the media, and it's just boring, man. And it's funny because There were a couple of tweets I saw earlier today of a screenshot of Craig Hope, and it's just tweets upon tweets and years upon years of just, hey man, just it's pathetic, man, and it's clearly just an agenda. Do you know what I mean? So
we don't even have to shine light on them, man, bro. We just have to, you know,
I mean,
big up Jude, bro. Big up Jude that he's managed to develop this much. How old is he? Is he
22,
20,
I think? Like,
22, bro? And people are against it. The whole country's against him. He plays for your country, bro. He's the one that might deliver you the World Cup or help deliver you the World Cup, and this is what we're doing. I swear that Craig Hobby wrote, England are better off without Jude, something like that.
Yeah, some shit like that. And what doesn't even make the point is before the whole Jude situation, we had the whole fold and put on the play for Eze.
Yeah,
that
I was gonna mention that as
that
well.
really sets up the Jude point, and it's clear as day. And what I don't get is people just being dishonest with the conversation. No, we're attacking the football. What about Beckham? What about Rooney? What about this? They attacked them because of their football, right? They didn't attack them for anything else. Like, it's just because
they got attacked for doing the outside nonsense as well. The players that do the shining thing, they get, whether they're white or obviously the black ones, they get more scrutinized. But Rooney, he did an outside thing as well. The things, his misdemeanors. Yeah. Beckham as well. Beckham was shining. What's her name? Victoria Beckham.
Yes,
when he started getting together, that's when that started for him. So they get it as well. But black players get it ×2 for nothing. Honestly, like Toast mentioned, Rashford, God forbid he wears a couple of chains. God forbid he goes to America and spends time. Like, come on, man.
Ridiculous, man.
Like,
honestly.
They get it, but it's not the same. It's not the same, bro.
And it's one thing, final point. It's one thing for it to be like a keyboard warrior, in it. We see these, let me say, white nationalists on Twitter all the time hiding behind fake profile pictures. But we're actually talking about someone who works at the Daily Mail, someone that has a platform, someone whose platform is just going to be retweeted to the masses. You know what I mean? It's like, have some shame, have some integrity with what you're saying and what you're producing and what you're tweeting out there, man. It's embarrassing, man. Honestly.
100.
Yeah, no, I agree with everything you man are saying. And just quickly on it, like, for me, it just incites more hatred and more racism between different groups of people. Like, as you say, the World Cup's next year. England have got a good opportunity. You know, they're one of the favourites to win the tournament. And before that, all the noise is just negativity, especially, you know, when you look at the Euros and how integral he was in keeping England in the tournament as well. It's just really, like, it's just sad to see. But like you say, it's normal. We're used to it. We see it on a yearly basis with different players. So, but yeah, me personally, I want to see more people play for their homeland, their mother's countries, and they get a bit more love, because I just feel a lot of players, obviously playing for your country is the pinnacle, and you may have to kind of go down a step to play for the countries of your ancestors or whatever, but stick two fingers up to the English people and play for them. But yeah, that's obviously a different conversation.
I think the black players, they need to, like, for one tournament, I know it's a big tournament, but they need to, like a protest, like not go. Like, that would be a huge statement. Obviously, it's big to miss out on the World Cup or Euros, but we have to, let's make a statement. Like the Bukayos, the Nonnies, the Judes, and then let's see if the Adam Whartons and the Declan Rices and I mean, let's see if them man can do the job, innit? Let's see. That would be extremely powerful. But again, this shows that Ian Wright, he's like the best pundit worldwide, bro. Even like here in Holland, they're all whack. Like Ian Wright, he's like really there for the players, like an ex-player that's really there. He doesn't really scrutinize them. He doesn't really, whether it's Arsenal, Liverpool, whoever he comments on, he's not really super negative. He's like extremely fair in it. So yeah, that's why the footballers like him as well.
Just from that point with Ian Wright, you can see when he does scrutinize, it comes from a place of like understanding and a bit of love. Like, so the way he says it, he doesn't say that to bring them down. It's very constructive. And I think a lot of people can see where he's coming from. So yeah, just to make this point short, we can do better. We need to, as the English folks need to be open to a black superstar. And that's what we have. We have lots of them coming out, and they need to accept that black people can be superstars, and we can be flashy with it, not the humble Contes or the humble to a point. Saka or Gahey, those guys who people use as their rebuttal. What about Gahey? Nah, you can have the superstars, the people who are braggadocious, people who don't care. We can have those guys because we need those guys when the times are rough. We need those guys, and yeah, that's just it, really.
Yeah, man, 100%. Big up Jude each and every time. But moving on to bigger matters, obviously that's a big thing. But game week 12 is nearly finished. Obviously, got one more game tomorrow night, Man United versus Everton. But it's been a mad weekend of football. There's been some big games, been some big results. And there's only one place to start, really, unfortunately, for me. The North London derby. It's been hyped up all week for loads of reasons. Obviously, it's always a big game, right? But there's added extra incentive in the game with Arsenal doing so well in the league. Thomas Frank's first North London derby as well. The whole Eze saga in the summer. There were so many different narratives and stories. Spurs have got the best away record in the league. So that was some hope I had going into the game. But obviously, we know what the result was. Tottenham got battered. They got dismantled. It was an embarrassing, pathetic performance. And I don't want to talk about it first because I want to give Arsenal their flowers. So Toast and Mace, over to you guys. What did you think of the game? And I know you're buzzing, but just talk us through it, man, from your point of view.
Mace, kick it off, man.
Okay, let me start off because I screenshotted something. Let me just pull up my phone. It's funny as hell. Where's the screenshot? Just give me a minute, boys. It will be here soon. Screenshot. There we go. Someone said when he started football, he said, I always say this one liner. If you don't take risk, you also take risk. Guess who said that?
Thomas Frank.
Thomas Frank.
Thomas Frank. Fair enough.
I remember it.
What was that? What was that formation? That was not taking risk. What was that? What was that formation? That was not taking risk.
Is that you asking me? Or
I'm just asking everyone. Thomas the Frank engine.
Thomas Frank is a coward. Thomas Frank's a coward, plain and simple. There's a reason why my name is Frank Out, because the man is a coward. The quote you're referring to gave me hope when he first joined the club, right? Nothing about today's performance showed any type of risk. In fact, he went into the game not to lose. He did the same thing against Chelsea, right? Albeit we were at home, so you can say, okay, you go away from home to the team at the top of the league, maybe you're a little bit more cautious, right? But the mentality remains the same. Thomas Frank sets his team up to not lose. And ultimately, if you play that way, you have to have a way out to cause some sort of threat on a counter-attack. And we just didn't have it. Thomas Frank's a coward. There's no bravery. There's no way of playing. And for me, it's not going to change. So I completely agree with you.
Yeah, I'm glad we, what's it called? We aligned in that. Toast, do you want to hit it before I hit it? Or?
Man, honestly, the way Tottenham set up this game, honestly, I was like, as long as we get the first goal, we're going to win this game, honestly, man. Like, I don't even want to be disrespectful to Tottenham, but I may go as far as saying that might have been the easiest game we've played all season. Like, when I say that, Mace, I spent the majority of the time looking at the narratives that people were talking about in group chat, talking about on Twitter during the second half of the game, because it was basically a cakewalk once we scored the third goal. Like, at the end of the day, I understand that if you have your principles and you have your tactics or whatever, but he clearly set up with no intention of really winning that game. Like, I don't understand how we set up and had any idea how he was supposed to get that Tottenham team to win that game. And honestly, like, it's one thing to like play low blocks, it's one thing to like play defensive, it's one thing to play like negatively, but if teams play like that against Arsenal all season, it's just a matter of time before we just pick you off. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to give us the opportunities to basically get confidence on the ball from the back line, get the midfield confident and involved in the play, get the attackers touches, like let Mourinho come deep and just basically let the 11 just pass it around. Eventually, we're going to pick you apart. And when you have the likes of Rice and the likes of Timber that are just going to make unbelievable runs and are just going to drag players out of position, eventually what you're going to find is holes are going to be formed. You know what I mean? So when you're playing these negative tactics, I actually think it's almost showing too much respect to Arsenal, or maybe it's disrespect. I don't know. Maybe it's the case of people are buying into the set piece FC narrative, and we're not capable of breaking you down. Like, do you know what I mean? One run in behind from Trossard, Marino comes deep, one clip ball over the top, bang, 1-0. Do you know what I mean? And honestly, at 1-0, I want to say 99% of Arsenal fans probably thought this game was done, because Tottenham showed nothing. And it's one thing to kind of set up in a way where, you know what, okay, we're going to counter-attack you, and we're going to, you know what I mean, we're going to show something on the counter-attack. Every single attack that Tottenham had when they turned the ball over, they got snuffed. Like, toothless, man. It's as simple as that, man. So for me, this was one of the most comfortable games that I've watched so far this season, because I didn't feel as if Tottenham in any way set up to threaten us. And once we went a goal up, it was pretty much ball game. So, hey, man, it's not really too much to say on this game, honestly, man. And I'm really disappointed that Tottenham set up the way they did, man, because they didn't give themselves a chance to win, in my opinion.
Bro, I have more things to say. Another thing I want to say is that Sunderland tactics, I found that disrespectful, personally. Carves, do you know what I'm talking about?
I can only imagine you're referring to us like with free kicks going long, trying to obviously win second balls, try to win knockdowns, not actually try play any kind of
football. Exactly. So essentially, you're saying we are Sunderland. We're gonna play like Sunderland. That was the mentality.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
And I found that was disrespectful, one, to Arsenal and also to Spurs as an institution. Is that the way you plan to win a football game? It's very disrespectful.
I couldn't agree more. It's embarrassing.
Anyways, back to Arsenal. All I have to say is let it all work out. But before it worked out, bro, we had Trossard.
Drew, you're there smiling, man.
Yeah, Drew.
Come in, man. You always have a lot to say about Arsenal in the VAR group chat. So now's your time to shine, my boy.
Say something, bro.
Talk about
I'm waiting for you guys to finish, bro. The host hasn't tagged me in yet. The host hasn't tagged me in yet. But you know, to be honest, let me go to the chat first. And then I'll drop my 2 pence. But obviously, the Gooners are loud. Shout out Gerald, evening. Shout out Tabo. The Arsenal boys don't want to do anymore. Press say, let it bark, Strizza, let's hear it. Gerald saying Drew's had enough, and they're not even talking about Liverpool yet. Anyways, man, toothless managers, players, and fans. Strizza's verdict. People don't watch us enough. Spurs got the maddest. I was listening to it while driving back home. Enrique, time wasted from minute 1. Yeah, I mean, Enrique saying Drew hating on Leandro. I'm not hating on Leo at all. I like Leo. To be honest, for me personally, I've been extremely consistent in regards to Arsenal, or what I think about Arsenal this season, where I felt like, obviously, they're top of the league, but I don't think Arsenal has been playing well at all. Like, I don't feel like, but they've been the best in terms of defending their goals and not conceding that many chances and goals, and that's why they're top of the league, which is fair enough. But I think this game, that's where I saw, you know, like Toast said, this is probably the best game that I've seen Arsenal from minute 1. And you can say, like, obviously Spurs helped out, but I don't want to give that. I want to give Arsenal the credit, because I think from minute 1, Arsenal had the right attitude, man. They were playing. There was no deep block. There was no mid block. Arsenal were on the front line, applying pressure on Spurs, and they were forcing Spurs into mistakes. If you look at the first, second, and third goal, there were Spurs mistakes. Yes, you could be. Yes, you guys could say like Arsenal. You got behind them and da. I don't even think you got behind them like that, but you attacked them with force and you forced mistakes out of them, and that's what caused at least the first 3 goals. You know what I mean? So all in all, man, I think like based on the other results that happened, you know, this weekend, like you see on my headline, congratulations Arsenal. I think now they've got one hand. It's not fully, because it's Arsenal. We know Arsenal. It's not fully, but I do believe that they've got one hand on the trophy right now. And this was a very good performance, man. All credit to Arsenal for the way they put Spurs to the sword, man. I think we all thought that Arsenal were going to beat Spurs. but obviously not in this manner. And I want to give Arsenal the credit rather than Thomas Frank being negative or doing a Sunderland tactic or whatever, man. But so yeah, regrettably, man.
Also on the topic, I know our brother Kens is probably somewhere hiding, but we need to talk about Eberechi Eze, bro, because a lot of people were talking. Even I did, obviously to hold my hands up. I did say he needed to step up, and boy, did he step up. In regards to the context of this game, of course, we know he obviously rejected Spurs. You know, he did his thing.
I think he started poorly though. I think he didn't start the game well, if I have to be honest. But I think
the game particularly well, to be honest. I don't think anyone.
I think Arsenal started. I think Arsenal did what they had to do in the start of the game, but I don't think Eze was still looking like lackluster, losing balls, not going in for the challenges, not really affecting the game at the front. I think once he got that first goal, which he took really, really well, that's when we saw the Eberechi Eze that we're looking to see. And this might be a pivotal game for him because it's not just a goal and an assist. He bagged a hat-trick in a North London derby. It's not been done before since 1965 or 1958 or something, Alan Sunderland, bro. So this is huge for him, you know what I mean? So hopefully, I'm an Eze fan, man. So hopefully he will take this performance and, carry this through and be important for them, you know what I mean? But he didn't start the game well, but that's what good players do, bro. Step up within the game. It don't take you 7-8 games to step up within the game, bro. And that's what he did, man. So personally, I'm happy for him, man. Definitely. Big game from him.
I'm not really. I guess we're going to the Spurs part now. Actually, after the game, I was very angry. I went for a little stroll in my shorts. It was really cold. It kind of cooled me down. And now I've come into this and I'm vexed again, head's hot. So, yeah, it's just obviously everything you're saying, everything you've all said is spot on. The only thing I don't agree with is that Arsenal were good. I actually think Arsenal were average. We were just very, very bad. And they didn't have to get out of second gear ultimately because we had our way of playing from the first minute of the game. And all Arsenal needed to do, like what Toe said, was score one goal and it was only going one way. And even when Arsenal scored the first goal, we did not change the way we were going to play. And the second goal came quickly. And then he tried to make a change at half time and go from, a back five to a back four, which I said in my match preview, we should play a back four. City was the blueprint, right? Arsenal and City are similar in style. They like to build up slowly from the back. There's a lot of rotation in midfield, etc. Try and press them high, try win second balls, and try and cause them problems. Hincapi hadn't started a game beforehand to stop this. Why are you laughing, Toast? I see Toast is laughing. What's funny?
You're on mute, Toast.
He's on mute. He's on mute. I see him skinning. I see him skinning teeth.
Speak, bro. Speak. I'll respond after.
You got Hincapi. It's his first start, right? And it's in a North London derby, okay? So at the end of the day, yes, he's a good player. Haven't seen loads of him. However, get on him. Get on his first touch. See what he's about. He's starting the game. He's picking up. He's doing Cruyff turns. He's playing balls left, playing balls right, building confidence. And we are sat 10 yards above our 18-yard line with a back five in a straight line with no way out. So when the first goal gets scored, all of a sudden, it's panic stations. Boom, second goal gets scored. It's all disjointed. And it's on Thomas Frank. And the problem is, and I'm seeing loads of Spurs fans on social media saying, oh, yeah, back five. We did all right against PSG in the Super Cup. That was in August. It's November. Yeah? And if there's one thing that I'll give Mikel Arteta tactically, I think he's a good manager. I think he knows how to set his team up against different teams, right? If you're going to play a back five, and if there's no pressure on the ball, right, you have to obviously drop, okay? That's fine. But you can't be that deep. You cannot be that deep. Because the first goal, Marino picks the ball up, spins around, has a look up, All 5 defenders are in a straight line. He plays the ball over the top. No one's trapped the run. Adogi's deeper than the rest of the back line. It's just all over the place. It's just so disjointed. And I agree with Drew in terms of it's mistakes. Yes, Arsenal had to find the space and pick the holes, and it was good play, but you've got to be better. And for me,
it's even Strizza. It even started with the first chance that Arsenal had because it was similar.
With Declan Rice.
Yeah. It's
3 minutes in.
there.
Yeah. Because the thing is, you've got to get out. You have to get out. And I'm not a professional manager, yeah, but he sets us up today like a Sunday league. What's the team that Munya plays for? Chiswick Celtic or something. He set us up like Chiswick Celtic, bro.
That's crazy.
Shout out Chiswick Celtic,
bro. Big them up. They're doing well. I see them winning week in, week out. Big them up. But bro, he set us up like a pub side, yeah. And you know the other issue I have with it, right, is in the PSG game. We played 3 in midfield. Today, we played a 5-2-3 today with 2 wingers. Against PSG, we played with a front 2, Richarlison and Kudus. Yeah. Sarr played in the 10. And for Sarr's limitations sometimes on the ball, he will run like a dog. He's got energy. He doesn't stop. He wins second balls. He presses. Why have we gone with a 2 in midfield against Arsenal? And do you know what? We know that Paulinho and Bentancur have limitations on the ball in terms of ball progression, right? But what chance do they have in a double pivot in the base when you don't? If they go out and try and press, just pop it round you. You've got 3 in the midfield. Don't just pop it round you. You've got Marie. You've got a back. You've got 3 centre halves playing against not a recognised striker. Marino's dropping in, so it's another man in midfield. You've got your wide players making runs in behind. Tactically, and that's why I'm saying I think Thomas Frank is out of his depth. Because I'm looking at it from the point of view of as a fan, as like, what are we doing here? We're trying to defend but we've got no counter-attack threat whatsoever. We racked up an XG of 0.07, right? And if it weren't for Richarlison's obviously worldy goal, and well done to him, meant nothing, but well done, it would have been another game where we've created nothing. Or are we even calling that a chance? Again, it's rinse and repeat.
I think Sarr should have started. I think Sarr should have started.
Sarr should have 100%.
You needed ball carriers.
Bro, we need energy in the midfield. And that's why, like, Paulinho looked like he's running in quicksand today. Honestly, everything about the performance today was just awful. And like I said, I want to know what you, man, think about Thomas Frank, because I know, Drew, you've been an advocate and a fan of his for what he done at Brentford. For me, I'm not saying Spurs are a title challenging team, but we are a Big 6 team. We should be challenging in and around the top 5, top 6. He is out of his depth. And he has to go.
Calvin, I think that Frank played like he admires Arteta. So he set up his team like, okay, I like this guy, so I'm just going to defend. He didn't set his team like, okay, I like this guy, but I fucking hate him. I want to beat him. He didn't set the team to beat Arteta. He set his team to defend. And when you do that, you lose. Because in the past,
you're right.
Yeah,
I don't understand what he's doing. Like, you tell me from what you saw. Yeah. What is he trying to do going forward?
So the thing is, what he was trying to do, the way this particular formation works, and the way it was supposed to work is you defend hard, staunch, deep, and then you spring on the counterattack. The problem you had is Kudus didn't give me like he was match fit, because that's not the Kudus I've seen. The Kudus we know would run, would attack like a dog. His ball carrying ability is quite excellent. He wasn't playing well today, so that didn't help. Richarlison is young. He's an old guy, but his brain is like my 2-year-old, bro. He's a baby. He plays like a baby, so that didn't help. Alderweireld didn't play well. Understand? So, and we go up to the main point. Your midfield do not ball progress. You're just bouncers there. You're there to defend. There's no ball progression. Things changed. Things got a little bit better when Simmons came in, because Simmons at least would carry the ball, would dribble, will bring everyone up the pitch. I'm not sure why he didn't play. I get it. Simmons hadn't had the best start, so you don't bring him. But what he should have played is Sarr. For as you pointed out, Sarr. Yeah. Because if you look at listen to Thomas Frank's post-match comments. He talked about intensity, and we didn't get the second ball. That's what Sarr does. I get that.
You're right, but I'm sick of him talking about Jules like we're playing rugby. Like I completely agree with you. By the way, I said it. Pape Sarr, when he was deemed fit, he has to start, and I agree with you completely. But I'm so tired of Frank coming out after the game saying this because I know this.
Sorry, Calvin. Look, Arteta. You remember he has this famous quote that saying, "If I lose a duel, I'm upset." Arteta has been banging up about watch football. If you want to dominate, always get the second ball. Always win your duels.
I agree.
So you lose that,
but he can't. Okay. But he can't come out after the game talking about duels when you're playing two in midfield and you're not playing people.
Agreed.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? And you say the same thing every week. You can't come out after the game. You're the manager. You pick the team. I don't pick the team. You pick the team. So if you are so consistent and it's so much your method that you have to win second balls, you have to press, you've got to win knockdowns. Why are you playing two in midfield and you're not playing one of our best, if not our best player in that instance? Why? Yeah. Why are you not doing it? And I agree in terms of ball progression in midfield with Paulinho Bentancur is not good enough. But he's hung him out to dry today. Completely. Hung him out to dry. You're playing Danso for long throw-ins. I'm seeing from minute 1. Yeah, we're time wasting, bro. We're time wasting in the first minute of the game. Van der Ven's getting the ball in the left centre back position and just hoofing it long to no one. And then Arsenal getting the ball and they're building and they're building and they're building and they're building. And we do nothing. We just sit there and pose nothing. You're right about Kudus. He didn't look fit today. But how can, as good as Kudus is as a ball carrier, you could have Leo Messi back in 09-10 playing today. He wouldn't have been able to carry the ball from inside his own half to the other side. Gotta get up, get the team up. We are not Burnley. We are not Burnley. We are Tottenham Hotspur. Our motto is to dare is to do, bro. Yeah, to dare is to do. We did not dare to do nothing today, and that's on the manager. Simple as that. And I'm sick of his excuses after every game. Every game, Chelsea, same thing, same excuses, bro.
I think I definitely hear you in regards to, because what I would have done in this instance is probably not play Joao Paulinho and then put Pape Sarr with Bentancur. If you have to play the double pivot, right? If you want to go with a double pivot, but again, man, Strizz, I'm gonna give Arsenal credit here because on paper I'm seeing what Frank wanted to do. It wasn't executed, and partly it wasn't executed because the way Arsenal set up and the way Arsenal were way more.
But Drew,
hold on.
What are you seeing that Frank wants to do? What are you seeing?
Hold on. So obviously with the team that you had, right, it was set up to counter. You played Odegaard and you played Kudus. Obviously Richarlison is not a counter-attacking merchant, but he's the one that should get on the end of it, right? The only thing that I don't understand is the two in midfield, the Bentancur one and the Paulinho. That's the only two that I don't understand. But your team was set up to play counter. Jet Spence and Destiny Udogie on the other side. Bukayo Saka was always following that Donny.
Yeah.
Even Bukayo Saka was always Bukayo Saka was always following this Donny. Declan Rice and Zubimendi controlling just in front of the back three. Because in possession, Arsenal dropped into a back three. Declan Rice was also everywhere. Calafiori was also in the mix, overloading the midfield, the center of the pitch. I think tactically, Arteta had it spot on. And it weakened whatever Thomas Frank and Spurs tried to do today. It stifled it completely. So for me, I'm going to give pushback on that particular point.
I don't think Frank gave his team a chance to win at all. Like going into the game, obviously Arsenal have been in decent form. I think Tottenham were 5th. As everyone knows, like when you go into a derby game, like particularly Arsenal, Tottenham, Man United, Man City, like a lot of the times, maybe not so much Liverpool, Everton, because it's always kind of just been one-sided. Like there are actually ways to play the occasion to get the result. And genuinely, like I was nervous with Gabriel out today.
Has been one-sided.
And yes, no, that's not true. At the Emirates, it's been one-sided because they've not won since 2010. Kabul, but that has been probably the easiest derby Arsenal have played against Tottenham since 2010. Like we're talking. Think about the history of this fixture, bro. We've seen like 4-4s in this fixture when Aaron Lennon and like Jermaine Genius have been scoring some crazy goals. David Bentley scoring from the halfway line. The amount of times that I've had to stress about the likes of Van der Vaart, Bale, Adebayor. Do you know what I mean? Coming to the Emirates. Because I know these are, while fine, Arsenal might be a better team than Tottenham and they've not got the best record at Emirates, they've had players in place to hurt us.
They've given you games.
Like,
I get it.
Honestly, there was for years and years, I used to come into this home game like, we're basically 1-0 down because Kane is pretty much always going to score a penalty in this home game. Like they were always going to do enough to create maybe a chance for Kane to score or a pen for Kane to score. I looked at the setup today. Honestly, I was shocked when I looked at the lineups after like 60 minutes and saw that Odegaard started the game, bro. I didn't see Odegaard today, bro. You couldn't have, if Tell started or if Odegaard started, I would not have seen the difference, bro, genuinely. So for me, and again, like Udogie and Spence are very prideful wing backs. So for me, I know that when you're going to play them, this game is not about counter-attacking and getting them forward. This game is about shutting down Trossard and shutting down Saka in those duels. For me, if you're going to claim you're going to do the counter-attack thing, you play a player like Pedro Porro, because he's a maverick. He's a person that can spray the ball. He'll hit it down the channel first. You know what I mean? He can whip in a cross. He can take a set piece. I get Jed Spencer's been one of Tottenham's best players. He's made a significant. He's not exactly. So for me, you've already set up for Jules. You said that means you set up for Jules. You've not set up to give you. Because I'm sorry, I've never looked at Jed Spencer and thought, you know what? Yeah, he's going to cause me threat down the wing, overlapping or crossing. I just don't. And I think that Jed Spencer's a really good player, one of Tottenham's best. But when I saw the lineup, I was like, you know what? I'm happy. And another thing is, like, I don't think people can really underestimate, like, you take one person out of like a back line or out of a back five that's pretty much been the same all year. The difference it can make if you attack them. Everyone, Mace, every single week, what do they talk about? Saliba doesn't win duels, this, that. So what do? You put Richarlison on Saliba and you make them tussle, and then you target Hincapie because and I did not see Hincapie today at all. He didn't have anything to do because we didn't target him. The difference that could have made if Tottenham go into that game with that sort of tactic. Do you know what I mean? Gabriel, one of our biggest threats from corners, one of our best defender, our best centre back, basically like the backbone of the team right now, would have been a huge miss. And Tottenham's best chance of goal today was an absolute wonder goal to Richarlison's credit. They didn't create jack shit from open play. They didn't target the centre backs. They didn't target the what did it, like. So for me, no one can tell me that Frank set. Defensively fine. I understand what Frank was trying to do. When you're playing two similar profile midfielders, Bentancur and Palhinha, I understand what you're trying to do. But no one can tell me Kudus that didn't look half fit, Richarlison and Odegaard. No one can tell me that there was method to the madness, bro. I didn't see it, bro. Honestly,
even Ange gave us a better game.
Agreed. Social spot
like Drew, look at Robbie and Gabriel. Give your defender something to think about. Do you know what I mean? At what point did Tottenham give our defender?
We already know. But we already know. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I disagree in terms of like the setup. He didn't give Spurs a chance. I'm saying I understood why he essentially tried to play that way. Because first of all, personnel-wise, like you said, no. First of all, like you said, Toast, Wilson Odegaard, you could have put Brendan Johnson there, Tell there. It wouldn't have made a difference. It wouldn't have made a difference, bro. Like whoever you would have put
how
there.
How can you say you understand him? How can you say you understand him playing that way, right? When we've gone a man light in midfield, that don't make no sense.
Yeah, I mean, but I prefaced it by saying that's the only thing that I disagreed with like the double pivot and these two men, because you need ball carriers.
And do you not also think, right? Because look, I'm emotional, right, and I'm a Spurs fan, so I'm seeing it one way. Do you not think if you do play a back five, then you have to engage higher up the pitch? You can't just 100%. Sit in because it becomes a back seven. And before you know it, you're penned in. Is that not on Frank? Because when we played PSG and we played a back five, our centre backs were engaging. When the ball was there, boom, they engaged, and then we can counter attack. If you win the ball, right? Let's say the centre circle. If you win the ball 5 yards behind the centre circle in our half, then you can spring on the counter attack.
Yeah,
they do almost over the halfway line. Yeah, but we're winning. When we did win the ball back, it only went back to Arsenal because we were already so deep in our half. We couldn't get out, and that is on Thomas Frank. Send the back line.
But is that also not on us? But is that also not on Arsenal for pushing you that back? Because Arsenal were high as well.
No, and you know why? No, but obviously Arteta got his tactics right, 100%. But we are allowing them to play like that and, like Toe said, build confidence, all get touches on the ball, feel confident. Because there was a period where like Arsenal obviously started really well, right at the chance early, and then it kind of dipped a little bit because we were kind of like looked a bit solid-ish. They weren't really creating clear-cut chances, but we were still posing nothing. So even though Arsenal kind of played well in terms of breaking us down eventually, we let them do it because we didn't do anything ourselves. We should have pushed on 5, 10, 15 yards further forward and given them something to think about. But end of the day, look, we lost the game and it couldn't have been much worse. I've said it's the worst North London derby performance I've seen in my lifetime. And I mean that. The worst.
I agree, man.
And
I agree.
And it weren't even this bad under Ange. It wasn't bad. There's a reason why this man's behind me, Pochettino, because he would never let this happen. It's not about losing games. You're going to lose games. You're going to lose games. You're going to lose North London derbies. Arsenal are better than us. I can accept that. But it's the manner of the defeat. And the today is unacceptable, right? And to rub salt in the wounds, Eze bags a hat-trick. Has that man ever scored a hat-trick in his whole career?
He prayed for it, man. He came from the Almighty God.
He manifested it.
You honestly couldn't make it up, bro. Like, so even the fact he dunked on us last season and done the whole laughing thing, he turned us down in the summer. And then he done it again today and he bagged the hat. Funny. Like, bro, I'm having a sleepless night tonight. As soon as we come off this thing, I'm opening a little bottle of brandy and I'm just going to drown my sorrows because...
Staring at the ceiling like this.
Honestly, man.
But
we bought Eze for games like this, bro. Genuinely, I remember I was at work when they announced that Eze was looking at joining Tottenham, honestly. And you know when it's just a normal day and then suddenly the room is just spinning, bro. Honestly, I was like, we're going to let Eze go to Tottenham, bro. This, brother, I am so glad this still happened. And I said it from jump that of all the signings that we made, Gyökeres, Madueke, like, I don't care what position in it. Like, I know what Eze has done at Crystal Palace. I know the talent on that boy, and I know how impactful he can be. He has gone to every single stadium in the Premier League, and he's dunked on teams, bro. You know what I mean? This is a top class player, man. And now he's had his kind of come out game. He's got a hat trick in the North London derby. It's not something that happens often. Henry never done that. Bergkamp never done that. Do you know what I mean? We're talking about. It's not happened since what? Alan Sunderland, what was that? 1967, whatever it was. So come on, man. Like, it's a big deal, man. And I'm really happy for him, man. I'm buzzing for him to kind of get off the mark with this hat trick, man. And yeah, man, he's just going to kick on from here, man. So
yeah, enough of that. I've got one last question for the Arsenal boys. Obviously, Drew said earlier, one hand on the title. What are you telling me, man? I don't want to hear no bottle job answers. Is the league yours?
Nah, man. It's so early in the game. Like, I mean, it's them ones where Mace. We probably heard this like 3 seasons ago, didn't we? You know what I mean? When the first time we finished second, didn't it? Like, you had a 9-point lead or this, that. Bro, it's the 6-point gap, bro. We're actually playing the team that's second next week. If Chelsea beat us next week, which we're going away to the bridge, it's not going to be an easy game. It's a 3-point game. Are people still going to say that there's one hand on the trophy? Like, so for me, I don't buy that. It's 12 games, lads. It's not even Thanksgiving. Like, lads, 38 games in a league season. 13 games is 33% through the season. We've not even got a third through the season. And people want me to go out on a limb. People want me to go out on a limb and say that we want. Like, bro, no. But the thing is, Drew.
You're right. Come to the race, my brother. Come to the race. Come to the race, my brother.
The thing is, I'm not going to let recency bias and a couple of bad performances from Liverpool and Man City cloud the fact that people were saying in August, come business end, you know what Arsenal were going to do. Come Q4, you know what Arsenal are going to do. I hear that all the time. So when Liverpool won those first 5 games, fine, and Arsenal lost to Liverpool, Arsenal dropped points to City, no one was telling me one hand on the title with it. So for me, I don't want to hear that 2 months later, bro. Because a lot can happen in 2 months. Because, bro, a lot can happen. This is my point, Drew. A lot can happen in 2 months. Well, I saw a match of the day that they said that Liverpool will have 7 games in the next 21 days. That means for Arsenal probably have about similar amount of games because, I mean, assuming we're all in the same competitions, right? So it's going to be a difficult period.
Yeah, no. Listen. That's fine. Listen. It's not a pump the brake thing. It's not a pump the brake, especially if you're like a Chelsea or like even a City. Yeah, I get it. But Arsenal, who's been there and about for a good 3-4 years, you can't say that, bro. You're now, right now, you're the most. Listen, you're the team that's the most. I'm not gonna say like you're the most solid team in the league right now. Chelsea, who you're playing next, even if they beat you, bro. Even if they beat you, can you see Chelsea going on a run? No, you can't. Let's be honest. City, they let people let the Liverpool game cloud City. I watched the Newcastle game, bro.
I've been knowing about City though. I've
been knowing about City too.
Calvin.
People let hold on, Mace. People let the City get. City ain't on niche. I'm telling you right now. They are poor defensively. They ain't on niche, and they're relying on Haaland. If Haaland ain't doing it, no one is doing it. Who's below them? Crystal Palace. Let's be serious. Liverpool, they're way out of it. Right now, as an Arsenal fan, and this is where Liverpool was last season, you should be looking at this like, if we don't win this from here, it's poor. Especially if you're going to beat Chelsea next week. I get the Chelsea point because they're the ones behind you and you're playing them next week. But especially if you beat Chelsea next week, bro, like this is not even a agenda thing. I know what I said yesterday, but
okay. So Andy, you're saying if we don't beat Chelsea, what happens if we don't beat Chelsea next year and next season? Do we still have one hand on the title?
I think so, because I don't see Chelsea in the long run causing you trouble.
Question:
Strizza or not?
Is this more about Arsenal being good or the other teams being bad? Because I want to hear it.
It's more, yeah. It's more about Liverpool fumbling, in my opinion. That's how I see it.
Can you not see the problem with that? You're not even willing to go on business and say Arsenal are actually a good team. So why would
No, I did say that you're the most solid team in the league, bro. I said that, bro. What do you mean?
Oh man, we need to move on to other things. But just quickly, Mace, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah,
we have to.
You're winning it. Started on business now. Started on business though.
Nah, because I've always put my neck out. We are the best team.
First.
Last season, I thought we should win it, but injuries rubbished us. This season, we have fixed that. So,
Mace, big up yourself for that one. Toast is being toast, man. He never wants to actually like stand on that.
The thing is, you know what?
I'm telling you guys this live right now. Yeah, me and Toast had a frank conversation, and he forgot. I haven't. But I'm fair.
I was probably drunk. I don't know what conversation he's referring to.
Oh, now you were drunk.
I was probably drunk,
I'm
bro.
fair. I won't expose him. But all I'm saying is, don't believe Toast. That's all. Let's move on. Don't believe it.
Let's move on.
Man.
Obviously, well done, Arsenal. Yeah, congratulations, all that good stuff. Let's move on to your title rivals. Well, I don't know if we can call them that anymore, to be honest with you. They were the favourites going into the season, but I think they're like 11th or 12th. Drew, correct me if I'm wrong. 11th, 12th?
11th.
I'm sure. 11th. So,
damn.
Obviously, Liverpool, man. Nottingham Forest turned up at Anfield after beating them last season 1-0. Liverpool, obviously, before the international break, got slapped 3-0 past the pad by City. But it was a home fixture. You know, Isak was starting the game. There was a feel-good factor around Liverpool. I don't know, maybe it was the start of a good run of fixtures for you, man. That's what I was seeing in the chat from you and Kenar. You got good fixtures. You know what I mean? Things might start to turn around.
Ken Dog.
What happened, man? 3-0
MIA.
Forest.
MIA. I ain't heard from Ken's all weekend, bro. MIA, man.
I ain't heard from Kenar in, Drew, man. 3-0 whitewash at Anfield. Back-to-back 3-0s. Talk to me, man. What's going on? On this slot out? What are you telling me? Let
me talk about obviously Toast alluded to it before in terms of like we got 7 games in the next 21. Every other team got that as well. Obviously, our fixtures looked on paper really, really nice. So obviously before that we lost to City 3-0 away. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking, okay, right now there's no room for error for us. But with the next run of games that we have, we can 1 or 2 good results can give us our joy back. Now, I mean, after the international break, some of our players performed well. You know, some of them qualified for the World Cup. Good, feel good factor, feel good vibe. That's what some people felt. Some people I know a lot of Liverpool fans also didn't. People are still nervous. People, you know, are on the slot out, all that, you know, all that jazz. the game started. We started the game well. I thought, we might give Nottingham Forest, we might give them the 3-0 instead of what actually happened. They go 1-0 up, but even when they went 1-0 up, in my opinion, I was like, there's still nothing wrong. Although they scored with their first attack of the game, second half, we should see the game out. Second half, it was one of the worst things. And I've said this every game. I said it. City was one of the worst games. I said it at Brentford, one of the worst games. I said it all the way back to Palace. It was one of the worst games. This is unacceptable. This, for me, like coming off back from the international break, Forest, who were 19th before that game. Forest, who ain't won in 6 games. Forest, who ain't kept a clean sheet in 11 games. Come to your house, score 3, keep a clean sheet, and now find themselves 18th out of the bottom zone. It's unacceptable. It's completely unacceptable. And obviously the thing that Mace and obviously myself have been saying the past couple of weeks, what the main issue is simply the physicality. We're not winning the second balls. We're not fighting for the balls. We're not throwing ourselves for the ball. And Slot, again, like people say a lot about his post-match interviews and his press conference. I think he assesses the game extremely fair, in my opinion. And he said it himself. And what it showed to me was that he is slowly feeling for the first time that my players are not playing for me. Because he's saying the Forest players were defending like their life depended on it. My players were showing their ass, were doing the half-hearted thing. My players were not running. My players were not dying to get a result after losing 5-6 games. My players were happy to just still try to do the half-hearted thing and trying to rely on Mo Salah, whoever, to get the job done. So this is probably the first time that I'm seeing that the players, that Slot may have lost the dressing room. And obviously when that happens, and when you've noticed that, it becomes treacherous. Am I Slot out? I'm not Slot out. That's my manager. That's my manager from early. I'm not Slot out. I don't think we should. I'm not that type of guy anyway to be sacking after a period of what do you call it? Adversity. I'm not that type of guy. But it's a slippery slope right now. And right now, I remember a few weeks ago, I put it as my headline. I don't know when my next win is coming. It's actually still, it's crazy because in between, we beat Madrid, Villa, and Eintracht.
Yep.
I actually still don't know where I don't know when my next, we got PSV next, and PSV who got their joy back, who are playing amazing at the moment. And then we got, who we got Saturday? Leeds or someone. Who's also, they're also
West Ham away.
You got
West Ham away, sorry.
Boy,
bro, like I'm not Slot out. I'm not saying that, but he's moving mad. And if he loses a couple more games, actually he can't lose anymore. So maybe a next L and a couple of draws, he may be out. The league is done for us. The league officially, like we can't win the league anymore. That's done. We can focus on FA Cup or Champions League. Champions League, at least there we've seen some good performances from us. So we can focus on that, but the league is done. And the fact that Slot is letting Arteta win the league in this manner, when we came into the league as the favorites, we came into the league as, Liverpool are a shoot-in for back-to-back. First 5 games, we were the ones that were 5 points ahead of the ones that sit on top. And now we're 11 points behind them. 11
points.
That's unforgivable, and that's on Slot is my gaffer, but that's on him. That's on him.
Yeah. I got before Toast. I know you want to go in on Liverpool, so I'm gonna give you your moment to do that, and I'm actually looking forward to it. But I just got one other question for you, because Drew, you mentioned about not winning second balls, not winning duels. How does he change that? Because he obviously brought Curtis Jones into the midfield with your injury, so Bradley at right back. So suppose moved out of the midfield. I didn't watch the game. So what's going wrong in that area? Because from what I've read on Twitter, they completely, Elliot Anderson, man of the match, and they completely dominate the midfield.
Well player. Well, Drew, I'll let me comment. I think Liverpool are a physically shot team, personally. I think Van Dijk is done physically. Salah is done physically. McAllister, I haven't seen nothing from him. Gravenberch still feels like he's carrying the niggle because that's not the Gravenberch we saw last season. And if there's one thing you guys know about Liverpool is that they press. They will press the fucking life out of you. Liverpool don't press that much, and that's a problem. If they're not pressing, then what have they got? Especially when you have like their gigantons like Salah and VVD physically shot. So they're just a wounded animal that any like a team that comes correct can take. That's a problem. How is Nico Williams giving Salah a battle? Do you understand?
Yeah. And if I have to compare that with the current league leaders, right, where like you see when Arsenal lose the ball, all of them are back. They don't really lose battles. They make sure that they win their battle. But not only that, the manager on the sideline is playing the game with them. He's infectious from the sideline. And this was my main worry with Slot. My only worry actually with Slot, that he's not that type of manager. He's not a Klopp. He's not a infectious type of manager. He's a great manager to have if everything is going well, because he's, calm, collected, tactically. But when adversity strikes, is he the one to get you out of the gutter? Is he the one to, when adversity happens in game, which we've seen from Liverpool, when we go a goal down, that's when everything goes to shit. We lose our confidence. We don't know what to do. We don't know how to get our goal. We don't know how to defend. Another thing that I want to do before Toast comes in as well, I want to formally apologize to you, Toast. Ibrahima Konate. I want to come in. Hold on. Ibrahima Konate. I want to formally apologize to Toast, because obviously Konate, we all have our biases. We all have our biases with players, right? And Konate, for me, he's been a top centre back for us. But this season, I'm not gonna lie, I tried to hold on for dear life. But yesterday just showed me what we've been seeing a lot of the time this season. Shit. And he is very lucky that one, I keep forgetting his name, bro. The Italian got an ACL, and that he wasn't signed, because he should be nowhere near our first 11.
He'd be holding bench, 100%.
He's making Virgil, because you're saying Virgil van Dijk is looking physically shot. There's an element of truth in that, but he's still VVD, in my opinion. But he's making VVD look bad and doing the extra work, bro. That VVD with his nice ponytail and his shiny face shouldn't be doing. He shouldn't be doing, bro. Let my nigga look pretty, fam.
The shiny,
the slick back. Yeah, bro. and Konate, I'm sorry, like, he was getting stripped yesterday. It was horrific.
It was horrific.
It was absolutely.
Bro,
horrific.
it might be time for Joe Gomez, man.
It might be time for Joe Gomez, and we need. Obviously, we don't have a right back, so that's our problem. Our right backs, both of them are injured as well. We've got young Calvin Ramsey. I don't know, man. At this point, I feel for Slot, because like, he's clearly a good manager, but when you get into a moment like this, and then the players start doubting the process, and the players are not running for you anymore, the players are not doing the physical stuff what they need to do, it gets tough for a gaffer. It gets tough to get out of that. And most gaffers have experienced this, innit? This is his first time experiencing this, and I feel it for him. And no one even knows what the answer is or what needs to be done.
Drew, you know a funny thing? I was watching Oxlade-Chamberlain in what's his name? The former keeper. Ben Foster.
Yeah,
and he said something that was so interesting. He said, "I've never ran as much as I did when I came to Liverpool. I was fit. I was flying." So my question is, does Slot get these guys running? Or is it just like they can't do it anymore? What's going on there? Because I keep going back to this. Liverpool, you know what you're going to get from Liverpool. They will press you. It's gone. What's going on there?
I think what it is, right, it's the players that I mentioned this a couple episodes ago. The players that we had on the club, like the Diaz's and the Nunez, for example, like, for all the things that they lacked, the physicality aspect of it, they had that in abundance. And you can see the clear difference with the players that we have right now. I keep telling you guys, man, Cody Gakpo. Yes, he's our most prolific with GNA this season, but he is not it. He's not the standard. And it's clear. I told you guys, we will regret selling Luis Diaz. I said it. Yes, Luis, he did score in 30 league games, but the intangibles, my brother, the intangibles, and you see it right now. Cody Gakpo, I'm even saying like words, it's a better defender than Cody Gakpo. If you remember that the 2 goals that Nottingham Forest scored, Morgan Gibbs White, who did he come off? Who was rooted? Cody. What was the first goal? The striker scored. No.
The first goal.
Murillo was Murillo. The second goal. The second was
Savona.
The second goal was scored by Savona.
Savona, yeah, they're right back.
Yeah. Cody, rooted. Be in front of your man, but like try and block. Don't let them get in. It's annoying, man. Like Cody, I'm not gonna rate. I'm never gonna rate. I don't think he's like a top 6 player. He's a level below that, in my opinion. So there's a lot of things. I think that is also like that is also part of it. The personnel that we have, they're not that type of players. You know what I mean? To do the pressing, and obviously, Slot wanted to change that. It's trying to change the identity of the Liverpool from Klopp. Last season, you know, he managed to win the league. This season, he tried to change the identity into more of his image, but it's not clicking, bro. It's not the Eredivisie.
Isn't he missing the point? Because I think that's a prerequisite from any top team. You must press.
Yeah, I know. But if you're glazing Luis Enrique and his PSG team, one thing that he's missing as well is that them man are physically beasts as well. Kvaratskhelia comes back and defend, bro. He's in his box against Arsenal. He was in his box defending. And he was up and down. Hakimi, a physical beast. Ousmane Dembele, he's picking the ball up from midfield and ball carrying. We ain't got that. You can't glaze other teams that have profile players when someone got Kvaratskhelia as their left winger and we got Cody Gakpo, bro. It's not the same. It's not the same. So for me, like I've got no smoke. Yeah, go on. I've got no smoke. I've got no nothing. Yeah.
Okay. Well, obviously off the rip, and I wanted to, take a couple of screenshots of the last pod and screen record a couple of things based on what Drew was saying. But I hope now you've had the international break. We've come back from the international break, and you've had a chance to see your team for 90 minutes, and you've had a chance to see. What do I say all the time, Drew? That don't disrespect the sanctity of the Premier League, number one. Like, there are no easy games. If you go back on the last episode, I said Liverpool have not built up any goodwill to go into any game, international break, Champions League, League Cup, and say, you know what, on paper, we should win this game. You've lost 6 out of the last 7. And you were like, forget all that. On paper, we've got Leeds coming up. We've got West Ham coming up. We've got Forest coming up. We should beat these teams, bro. And we can see what has happened. 11 games have been played already this season, I believe, or maybe 12. You've conceded twice in 8 of those games. Like, that should tell you everything you need to know. Has Alex Isak even scored in the Premier League yet? Has he even scored in the Premier League yet? I know Wirtz ain't got a goal or an assist. So what won Liverpool? What's happening? Like, for me, I think it's a combination of things in it personally. Like, obviously seeing over the international break and seeing obviously Robertson when Scotland qualified for the World Cup, the impact that Jota obviously has had. And I'm not saying that I'm not using this as an excuse, but I am definitely going to say that I don't think anyone can probably understand what it feels like to lose like a core part of your team and an actual friend in such horrific and sudden circumstances. So I definitely believe that that's something that's probably playing a bit of a factor. Another thing that I've noticed about Liverpool, and this is the second time it seems to have happened, when Liverpool won their first league title, was it 2019, 2020? They didn't really get off to a great start the following season. I think they ended up finishing, was it 4th or 5th? Andy, correct me if I'm wrong.
We ended up finishing 3rd.
You ended up finishing 3rd, fine. But I remember the way you guys started was pretty bad. And I don't know if it's the case of, there's certain...
Also not true. So what happened in that season is that we started really well. Then all of our defenders got injured. So the quarter 2 and 3 were poor. But then we went on a run and ended up finishing 3rd.
Fair.
But yeah, it was a
Either way, my point is, like, you in that season you didn't give yourselves a chance to go back to back, and in this season, similarly, you've done similar things. Slot, I'm not. I mean, when I say that Slot that was Klopp's Premier League. That's agenda. I know that's cap. Slot has got the Premier League to his name, and that's all good. But eventually, there's gonna come a time where you have to look at him and be like, are you actually gonna start coaching this team? Because when I was calling Salah last season a robot, I said let's not use the word robot lightly. The season that he was having an all-time historic season where he was getting a goal or an assist every single game, home, away, first minute of the game, last minute of the game. He was performing machine-like at a crazy clip. So it's not insane to look at, obviously, Salah now obviously regressing to the mean and saying, okay, cool. So what else is the rest of this Liverpool team going to offer? I personally don't buy into the thing that Van Dijk is finished and this is because I said at the beginning of the season, Van Dijk is Liverpool's only valid defender at this moment in time. He's the only person that I would trust in defensive positions to do a defensive job at any given moment in time. Yeah, I've had a bit of an agenda against Konate, but I appreciate Andy's honesty that he's not been his best this season. We know what I've already said about the wing backs. The midfield, to be honest, have not shown up all season. And I personally thought that was where this league was going to get won and lost. And that Liverpool's midfield have not shown up all season. And now it's almost like creeping into the attack. It's funny because when I look at Arsenal, and I hate to make comparisons because I'm not saying Arsenal are the blueprint, but I feel as if sometimes because we're so solid defensively, that gives our attack confidence. And I think Liverpool last season, offensively, they were flowing. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't say Liverpool were like imperious defensively last season, but because their attack was so good, that probably gave their defense a lot of confidence. And right now, like, where are the answers? Like, who can Liverpool look to? Do you know what I mean? As a base, it's not the midfield. Liverpool, the midfield are poor. It's not the defense, like conceding goals at a really high clip, and it's not the attack. Isak hasn't even scored. Vert hasn't got a goal or assist. So right now, I have to say, if every facet of the game is bad, that falls on the coach, in my opinion. And that's why I've not been impressed with Slot this season at all. And that's why I've been saying consistently, Slot needs to start coaching. For me, do you know when I knew Liverpool were cooked? 2 times this season. So the first one, let me look at the fixture list very quickly. The first one was after the Eintracht Frankfurt game. They lost 3 games in a row. Palace, Galatasaray, Chelsea, I believe. And then the next game they had after that was Brentford. You beat Eintracht Frankfurt 5-1, and then you go to Brentford and then you shit the bed. Similarly, you beat Real Madrid 1-0, and then you go to Etihad and lose 3-0, you shit the bed. That means that the losses, or the wins, I should say, in amongst all those losses, those were the exception to the rule. Those weren't the rule. So no one should be kind of confused that, we've got out of a rut here. You've just gone and played in a completely different style, in a different competition, but you've come at home and you can't butter your bread. Do you know what I mean? You can't put 2 good performances back to back. Like, that can't happen for a team that's just won the league. No, genuinely, like, when Drew says, I don't know where my next win's coming from, it's true, because I've not seen Liverpool put 2 good games back to back, probably since the start of the season. And even those first 5 games that they won, what did I say? Like, you can't be in control of a game against Bournemouth and then suddenly it's 2-2. You can't be in control of a game against Newcastle and then suddenly it's 2-2. Yes, you got out of a hole and you won those games, but the writing has been on the wall all season. -2 in goal difference. You're owing the Premier League goals. You're behind Amarim's Man United. You ain't got nothing right now. So forget all of that. We're Liverpool. We're Premier League champions. Why don't you go back to basics? And yes, Drew, humble yourself, because you've not been humble, bro. Humble yourself and understand the situation that the team is in right now. I'm not even saying it from I'm not even coming from an Arsenal are the best team perspective. Forget all that. I'd be saying this if I was a Tottenham fan, I'd say this. If I was a Chelsea fan, I'd be saying this. You need to humble yourself, because it's not your birthright to win games anymore. And I hope now this Forest game has shown you that it's not your birthright to just show up to Anfield and win the games. Like, you're not performing from top to bottom. And the results are now proving that. And I hope you can now see that.
I just want to make it clear that we're still the recent champion. There's no need for me to be humble until that changes.
Fair enough, man.
You know
I toast, man. That was some monologue. I'm not gonna lie. He's spitting facts, Drew. I know my team got thump up today, but bro, he's spitting facts. It's true.
No. I mean, what To said, yeah, it was basically like a neutral version of, an opposite version of what I'm saying. It's facts, man. There's no rebuttal. It's straight. It's the truth. It's coming from a fellow title contender, horse's mouth, and it's the harsh truth, man. So I can't say anything, man. The only thing that I do want to say is in terms of like the birthright thing, it's just like as a Liverpool, we should have some sort of pride. Don't get blamed by teams like Leeds, Nottingham Forest, Brentford, Palace. You know what I mean? That's my only thing. But other than that, I agree, man. And let's see when our next win comes or our next run of games, and we'll see what happens, man. For now, congratulations, Arsenal.
All right, and on that note, let's go over some of the the weekend results. Obviously, another big game was over the weekend. Newcastle at home to City. Don't know if you boys managed to watch it. I thought it was a great game. Newcastle coming out 2-1 winners. Harvey Barnes double after Ruben Diaz scored to equalise. I actually think, to be fair, City should have had a penalty in the first half on Foden. I don't know what you man think.
The Foden one. Yeah, that should have been a pen.
Yeah, I think it's a pen. And Haaland missed a couple good chances in the first half as well. And I don't think Newcastle didn't deserve to win, but I also don't think City necessarily deserved to lose. I think a draw would have been a fair result, but Walter Marder did miss a couple of good chances as well.
Barnes was the Barnes second goal was offside as well, which that was crazy that they didn't give it.
Was it? The Bruno did look offside.
The video,
yeah.
I think the video assistant,
whatever it was, semi-automatic. It took a while, but he looked like he was.
Oh yeah, but I didn't see the semi. Okay, calm.
It's interesting though. Yeah. I do think in order to win the league, you have to pass the Newcastle test. You have to go there and beat them if you want to be taken serious. And City failed.
Yeah, it's a tough place to go, but
exactly. That's the point.
They finally beat Newcastle.
They miss.
Now they want to. Now they want to give the blueprint. Get on my side, man. Get on my side, bro. When's the last time you beat them?
That's the thing, and we haven't won the league. That's the point I'm making. You have to go there and get 3 points.
We go there and beat them all the time, bro. We've only won the league twice.
Hey, man, come on, man. City have beat them, and they won the league too. So what are you saying?
I said the Newcastle.
But that's what I hear about Mace, bro. He will do this, and then he will.
You know what it is. You know what it is though about City this season. Like City have lost 4 games this season, and what did I say at the beginning of the year? This is not the same City. This is not a City that I used to fear coming to the Emirates. This is not a City that if I go to the Etihad, I'm gonna fear. They're still a very good team. They've still got the best striker in world football. But honestly, Mace, and this, I don't know. I don't think this was like Arsenal bias or hoping they would lose. Like there's been a few games this season I've gone into, particularly away from home, that I'm like, the team can probably get a result here. Villa Park being one of them, and Villa ended up winning 1-0. Newcastle was another one. I looked at this fixture just before the international break, and I was like, I reckon City can drop points here. And then historically, City have had some trouble against Brighton as well. So all season, City, particularly away from home, man, they're there to be. You know what I mean? Like, they're there to be got at, man. Like, their defense isn't particularly great. And the thing about City is, I don't know, like, I just think in years past, I've always seen them as like just grown men. Like, away from home, they just come into your stadium and they do job. But right now, it just feels a bit soft. I don't know. There's just something soft about that team. They're not.
Yeah, no, Rodri's gone. The KDBs are gone.
I don't know what it is. It just feels soft. I don't feel with this like they're built for this.
Defensively, they're not good enough, man. They haven't been good defensively for 3 seasons, and that's what I think will let them down ultimately. I think going forward as well, they don't have enough. Obviously, in the start of the season, we said Phil Foden needs to fill that KDB void. He's not been doing that consistently. Haaland has been playing extremely well, almost been carrying, but he's not going to do that every game. You know what I mean? Like what Salah did last season for us, it's an anomaly, bro. Not many players or like great players can carry their team to a title. So Haaland, he will have to do a lot.
What Doku did against Liverpool, he should have done against Newcastle. We didn't see that as well.
We didn't see that, but that's what I'm saying. Now,
I agree with you.
How are we going to the Etihad and losing 3-0 and letting Doku do that to us? It says a lot about us. I was watching that game and I was talking to the Liverpool guys, and I was looking at it like, this says a whole lot about us rather than Newcastle and City, you know. It shows how far, and bro, everything that Toe said, bro, how can you rebuttal that? But yeah, City, big win for Newcastle, by the way. Big win. They needed
Big
it.
win for Newcastle. They've been struggling a little bit. Yeah, and I think look, Newcastle at St James is always tough. Like you said, Mace, it's a tough place to go. City are going to be the only team that stops Arsenal, so I have no hope now. I don't know, like what you man think about your. I mean, Tosh, you might tell me that Chelsea are our biggest challengers for the league. Do you know what I mean?
I said that as well, but people were at me. Instead of my mate, I'll say your mate. Your mate.
That's just pure luck. You didn't know.
I was that pure luck. I know, boy. I've been doing this for 15 plus years, my brother.
That was you Drew.
I've been doing
Chelsea
this for 15 plus
second
years.
Below Liverpool, not second.
No, not below Liverpool.
Arsenal,
no. Obviously, but the common denominator is that Chelsea were gonna be there, so they're there.
Hey, Toast, don't bite, bro. Just keep it stepping, bro.
Speaking of Chelsea, obviously they were the early kickoff. They won 2-0 at Turf Moor. Goals from Pedro Neto.
Gerald, come back into the game, bro. Stop hiding.
So Gerald Chelsea obviously looking.
Yeah. And he said, Gerald said, I was running from the grind earlier in the pod. All right, man. Man said they're not Chelsea.
Nah, Chelsea, listen, Chelsea are doing all right, but they're not going to win no league, man. But
like Calvin, hold on, Calvin. I hate this because, I hate Chelsea fans that are trying to run away from the grind. Look at the bread that they spend. I know on paper it's not looking like that, but I don't care, bro. Look at the bread that they spent. Look at the institution, bro.
And the heritage as well. Why they acting like they won multiple Premier Leagues?
You're spot on. I think the issue with Chelsea,
more Prem's than Arsenal.
No, you're right. The issue with Chelsea is obviously, and that's no fault of anyone else's. That's on them. Everyone they sign is under 23 or 24 years old. So I guess the expectation from a neutral perspective, and maybe from even their fans' perspective, is that we're not really in a position to do it. But if you're basing it off of expenditure, they should be up there. They should be, up there with Liverpool. Well, obviously Liverpool aren't up there, but Liverpool and Arsenal in the City in the conversation. But Chelsea kind of get away with it. But yeah, I don't know. I think, look, I don't see them winning the league. They're doing well. They're doing well. They're second. They got Arsenal next week. Who knows? They beat Arsenal next week. It's a 6 pointer. They're 3 points behind. I think ultimately, defensively, they're not good enough. And they haven't got enough experience in the team to go on and win a Premier League. That's just what I think.
That's what it is, yeah.
What other results? West Ham. Yeah, no Cole Palmer. Man stubbed his toe. I don't know what he's up to at home, but he's missing obviously the next few games. So, but yeah, him to come back into the team.
I'll tell you guys what about Cole Palmer. Yeah, I can see him leaving next summer, especially if Chelsea don't make top 4.
Nah,
to who though?
I don't know to who, but I can see it. You don't see it.
I'm
already seeing him being discontent. Not really showing up. I'm seeing the signs, bro.
I think he's falling in sick. He knows that he is the talisman in that team. I don't see why you kind of go to, especially at this point in his career. Maybe in a few years, I just don't see at this point everything is set up for him to basically be the guy at Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? Chelsea don't even look the same without him. Honestly, I genuinely feel like Chelsea's identity is Cole Palmer, bro. They look odd to watch when Cole Palmer's not in the team. So for me, I just feel as if once he's fit. He knows he can pretty much do anything. He can take the set pieces. He can take the penalties. He can have the free roll. He can score. He can assist. It's made for him.
Also, don't see where he goes.
Yeah, who can afford him?
Right now, I don't know where he goes. And knowing Todd Bowley, will probably put a 250 million price tag on him. So I just don't think it's going to happen right now.
He's got a long connie as well. So
yeah, man, definitely.
I'm seeing behaviors in it. He's not really.
You think the stub toe thing was? You think it's gas?
Bro, come on, man. He's calling in sick, man.
But yeah, moving on to other Premier League games. Bournemouth 2, West Ham 2. Obviously, West Ham were 2-0 up in that game. Callum Wilson. I read earlier in the week he's trying to get back in the England squad for the World Cup, man.
Callum Wilson.
Callum Wilson, yeah. He said he's setting the sights on Tuchel's squad. So
he's worried about getting another Premier League.
And Calvin Wilson.
He scored 2 good goals, to be honest. But nah, he's not making it.
Wilson, you ain't getting back in no damn England squad, bro. Just enjoy your Premier League career, man.
I actually watched the highlights of that game. I don't know how Bournemouth didn't win in the end. They battered them, but obviously Nuno, 7 points from 9. You know what I mean? Got them out of the relegation zone, I believe. West Ham, or are they still in there? Yeah, they're out. They're 17th now, so maybe they'll stay up. I was hoping West Ham were going to go down, but yeah, man. Brighton beat Brentford 2-1. Danny Welbeck on the score sheet again. He's another man that wants to try and get to the World Cup.
He's
Igor
throwing it back,
Thiago.
man.
Yeah, he is, man. Welbeck's good finish as well.
I tell you what about Welbeck, yeah. That one I'm trying to hear. I can't lie. In terms of like from the bench, I'm trying to hear the Welbeck thing. But obviously England are kind of low-key. Who they got? Kane,
guy from
Welbs up for Watkins. I can't lie.
What
if they
Watkins?
Welbs up for Watkins, bro.
I would take
I hear that right now. You know what I hear that
right now.
I hear that.
Like 1 goal in his last 18, I think they said. That is criminal. For a guy that basically doesn't have John Duran anymore. He doesn't have anyone basically like trying to take, and he can't even get 90 minutes. Like at this point. Yeah, man. I agree. Welbs, man. He's running it back for all.
I mean, England ain't exactly best with nines. I know Solanke, but he's injured. I don't think Ivan Toney's going to get called up again. Watkins, like you say, his form stinks. Unless he goes with like not an out-and-out 9. Like takes an extra winger.
Do they count Bowen as a 9 in the England team? Or
Bowen is competing with Saka and them, man.
Like, he's a midfielder, yeah. Okay, all right, fair.
Yeah. But he might just say, like, you got Rashford, Eze, and obviously Palmer's coming to the team. Maybe you just go with Weidman. Like if you need to play, if Kane was to get injured, let's say, I don't know, you stick Rashford up front, or he wants to maybe play Foden false 9. These things, I don't think it really worked, to be honest, when I saw it. But yeah, Welbeck's not a bad shout, man. He's in form, and I think in terms of that out and out number 9, he can do a job.
He knows where the goal is, man.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, I like it.
But yeah, that was a big win for Brighton, and obviously Igor Thiago scored a pen, missed a pen. But I've been impressed with Brentford, man. I actually thought Keith Andrews was going to go in there and struggle, but I know they lost, but he's doing a decent job there. Fulham beat Sunderland 1-0. There's been pressure on Marco Silva as well. That's another one because Fulham have been struggling. But then I read also he'd been offered a new deal. So yeah, it was a big win for Fulham. But what do you make of Fulham? Like, do you think that they've got the capability to, I don't know, to compete to get into Europe, or do you think they're always going to be that team that just falls below?
I think the pressure is that, right? That it's time to kick on, Marco Silva, with your team. And that's still not happening. It's still languishing mid-table or like the right side of the table. Kick on, man. Try and, get into these 6th, 7th positions. Try and do what Bournemouth, Sunderland are doing, Brighton are doing. But it's just not clicking. But obviously they want to give him a new contract. He might think like, yo, I can maybe do better. I don't know, man. Fulham is a funny one.
Yeah, they're just a bit of a nothing club, man. Sorry for them. Rob Edwards' first game in charge of Wolves, 2-0 defeat. Same old story for Wolves, man. 2-0 lost to Palace. Goals from Munoz and Pino. Don't know if you've seen Pino's goal. Nice finish.
What goal?
Another done that's better than Cody.
Yeah, he looks all right, to be fair.
It's Cody agenda, bro. It's crazy.
Bro, I'm just being real from.
But yeah, Palace again, man. Boy, I'll take Glasner at Tottenham all day long. I know he plays a back 3 though. But that's my point, though. Like he wouldn't have set up the way Frank did today.
Glasner said he's not married to a back 3. He does that. He can change to a back 4 depending on the team that he has. So that's another thing that I like.
There will be a job opening very soon in N17. So if he's interested, man, tell him to hand his CV to the Lewis family, and we'll go from there. And finally, obviously, the other game was Leeds Villa. Villa, man, another win for them. They picked up form recently. I swear they're like, where are they in the league right now?
Yeah, they're 4th now, man.
They are 4th. They're 4th. 2 points off second. I mean, they hadn't even won. They hadn't won a game in their first 5. I don't think they scored a goal in their first 6 or something ridiculous like that. And now they're like 3rd in the league. And I think we spoke about Villa and saying how they've like regressed a lot. But maybe Emery's it took him a little time to get used to his new kind of squad, and they're looking all right, Villa. Rogers,
they played nice. They played good football, man. Obviously, it's with risk, but he's really like playing out from the back. There's patterns in their play. They've got speedy wingers. I think a thing with them is the 9 position. Watkins is not really in form. I don't know who else comes in for him.
I mean Daniel Marlon maybe, but yeah, they actually need to be looking at another striker this summer, man, because I actually think Watkins is done, bro. Genuinely, man. He's been so consistent. To his credit, he's had a really good Premier League career with them, but Look, he's looking past his best, man.
They should have
honestly.
just sold him to Arsenal for less than what they were asking. That
Bro,
was their
and
cue to
then-
just let it go.
And then just given Duran a crazy Connie, man, and let him be the guy, man. But yeah,
they might have fumbled. I don't know what Duran's doing. No, he actually left Saudi. He's in Turkey now, isn't he?
Fenerbahce.
But like, it may have fumbled with that John Duran thing, you know, because obviously, like you say, Watkins looked miles off it, and Duran was banging. But I guess for PSR issues, they needed to get some money in, so it could have been a that thing as well. But yeah, shout out Villa. Daniel Farker's under real pressure. I think he might be the next manager to go, man, because they're so bad away from home leads, and they're going to have to rely on their home form. And if they can't win at Ellen Road with the 12th man, then they're going to be in serious trouble. So that could be one to watch there, man. Anyway, shot to the bar. I'm sure some of the man have got some shots. Toast, Mace, I see you, man, shaking your head. Drew, you might need a shot of pain like I need.
Bro, I got shots, man. Don't worry about me.
Yeah. I'll start. Shot to the bar. My first shot goes to Trossard, Leandro Trossard.
The only Leo we acknowledge, man.
Yeah, I think generally in football, you get two types of players. You get athletes and you get ballers. And sometimes you get ballers that are athletes. Leo is a baller. He is a technical guy. He knows how to play football. And Leo has come clutch for Arsenal in big games. He will, and I keep saying this, he will go down as a cult hero.
Streets will never forget, man.
Yeah, the streets will never forget Leo Trossard. So my shot goes to Leo Trossard for that. And of course, the obvious one, my shot goes to Let It All Work Out. That kid.
I hate that song, man. You know that song? I'll never ever. That tune is coming off my Spotify playlist.
That's sample. Okay, and then just a quick shout out, like quick shot to Hincapié. Came in with Gabriel injured. I was obviously stressing, but he just came and did really well today. So yeah, those are my shots.
Yeah, it's an easy one, man. Like Eze, I said it earlier on in the pod. I knew just based on the profile of player he is, what he's done in the Premier League for a team like Palace, the way he's established himself, that he was going to be our most impactful signing. It may have not come in the form of, like explosive. Drew's face is killing me. It may have not come in the form of like goals and assists, but I know that boy is super talented, and like he's only going to get better and better, because at the end of the day, like anyone know, iron sharpens iron, man. And like if he could stand out the way he did at Palace, like what's he going to do when he surrounds himself by players who of like Saka's quality and Rice's quality, do you know what I mean, and Gabriel's quality? Like, so like I said, like he's only going to get better. And I want to shout out the whole Arsenal team as well, man, because like I don't think people can really underestimate how many players that we have missing right now and how much we can still get stronger. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's good to have Madueke back. Odegaard's still out. Gyökeres is still out. Do you know what I mean? Martinelli was back on the bench. So I'm happy and proud of the way that the team has kind of continued to kind of battle and just put points on the board, man. So, yeah, man, on to the next, man. We'll see you at the bridge.
Yeah, for me, I got a couple of shots as well. Not to Liverpool. Forget about them, man. But I want to give a shot to the last international break, man, because it was drama filled upon drama, and any dubs that I can collect, I will take. Shout out Dr. Congo, man, for knocking out the Super Eagles. It was a fantastic show. But not even that, man. I think it's very I want to say poor, either from Nigeria not qualifying or at least going to the playoffs 100%. From that tournament. And obviously, I have to blame not the current manager, Shell, what was his name? Shell? Something like that. Not the current manager, but the previous two managers before that completely fumbled an easy group with like South Africa, Zimbabwe, and other easy countries. So, yeah. But shout out Congo, they played really well. They kind of deserved it. They're now in the playoffs. I want to shout out also Republic of Ireland, Troy Parrott. Crazy scenes. brace
Crazy
against
week he had, man.
yeah, man, brace against Portugal, a hat trick against Denmark, I think. Former Spurs player
Hungary.
as well. He's Hungary, sorry. Former Spurs player, current AZ player, doing bits in the Eredivisie as well. Shout out Troy Parrott. I want to shout out Scotland as well. Crazy comeback. Like, this international break was actually fun to see. And then obviously if we go to the CONCACAF, shout out Curacao, man. Sorry, Calvin. But obviously the Netherlands is the huge Curacao community. I have to shout out my Curacao people. Shout out them for qualifying for the first ever World Cup. Shout out Dick Advocaat. If you guys know about Dick Advocaat, the gaffer, bro.
Why do they have like names with that linked with alcohol, bro? Curacao, Advocaat. It's not like alcohol.
They're all Dutch. They're all Dutch guys, man. Shout out Curacao, man, for getting. Shout out Suriname as well. Obviously, they didn't qualify, but they're in the playoffs and they can make their first World Cup as well. But all in all, the last international break, I was very intrigued to see who would make the World Cup, who wouldn't, and I just want to shout out all the teams, man.
Shout out Haiti, man. Shout out Haiti
sorry,
well, man.
Sac Passe. Shout out Haiti,
man.
For
Come
sure.
On, bro.
Haiti as well, first time, but they've been to the World Cup before, 1974, I believe.
Yeah.
And but again, man, a country like Haiti, man, that's big, man. In 48 countries, there's been people have mad opinions about it. I like it, man. I like seeing these type of countries make it to the World Cup because Italy are now crying about why is Africa getting 10 places. Do your job, bro. Do your job.
Trust Italians to be talking about Africans, man.
That's a do
your job. So yeah, man. I just want to shout out the whole international break, man. But specifically Congo, innit?
Yeah, shout out all them teams, man.
Drew said I'm leaving with a
actually, yeah, Chelsea leaving with something. I thought about having a shot, but I've just got nothing to really have a shot about. So I'm going to leave with this. Thomas Frank, thank you for your service, but it's time to go. Word to Claude off AFTV. It's time to go. Pack your bags, get your broomstick, because you're out your depth, and you are not the manager that's going to take my football club forward. It's as simple as that.
Brother, I think that's already crazy, brother.
Nah,
a couple months ago, you remember what league position you were in? That is crazy. I'm gonna.
Calvin's seen enough.
That's the most shocking statement of the whole pod. Wow.
Yeah, I agree. He's not. Wow.
Thomas Frank has to go, and I'll tell you why. I completely understand your point of where we were under Ange and blah blah blah. My thing is this, yeah. You cannot play your two biggest rivals in 2 games and create less than 0.10 XG. You can't do that. It goes against everything that this club stands for and everything that we've been made to believe from a young age. Or there is faire, to there is to do. The point is Tottenham have never been a club that's going to go and win major honours season after season, right? But we're going to have a go. We're going to play expansive football. We're going to get the fans off their feet. I watch Tottenham because I have to, week in, week out. Not because I want to, because I don't enjoy watching that football. So why am I, if I know, in my heart of hearts, this is his style of play, why am I keeping faith? I've been patient. It's been 12 games in the league and I'm seeing the same football week in, week out. So for me, he's got to go, innit? And you're going to say, but at least Ange had a go. This man behind me had a go. Pochettino had a go. Ange had a go. And Ange was a little bit, he was too much at times. But at least I could say, do you know what? I'd leave the ground and say, we had a go today. We might have lost 3-2 or might have lost 4-1.
So what? Ange?
I'm not Ange. Of course not. I don't want to get relegated. But
you are Pochettino, I think.
I don't even think Pochettino because I don't know. For me, I said it at the start or in the summer when we sacked Ange, I wanted Areola. That's who I wanted. So, yeah. But anyway, Frank ain't going nowhere. So I have to just suck it up and see what happens. But right now, I'm Thomas Frank out. Until I start to see something that makes me change my mind, it's time to go, man. But hey, it's been a pleasure, boys. Thank you for joining me. Obviously, I hosted my first show today. And it was a tough one. Thank you guys. Thank you. It was a tough one, man. Obviously, with the result, but you boys made it a little bit better. So shout out Mace, Toast, and Drew. I'm Calvin.
Shout out to the chat as well.
Big up the chat.
We couldn't really go into the chat today, but yeah, you man would chatting your shit as usual.
Make sure you follow up the socials. Bar Podcast. Drew, you do that because I don't even know all the tags in that. Pull it up on the screen. I don't know if you can do that.
Like,
subscribe,
comment, share, comment, and we are the VBP boys, and we out.
Peace.
Yes, people.